What is going on YouTube? Haterback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Now, specifically, what we need to look at in today's episode is pretty much the continuation pattern that's been happening within most of the major cryptos. But more so than that, we're actually starting to recover quite nicely from some pretty strong resistances here. And we're actually starting to retest some pretty solid resistances, which could ideally lead to a break to the upside. And that's truly what we're looking for all in all here within a lot of these major cryptos and major movements here. As of the S&P 500, small dip in yesterday's market movements here. Now, obviously, we're not going to see anything come today, tomorrow, and Monday will open back up here, but we actually fell through our support here. This wasn't really something I was using to gauge because there was only kind of like 2 points of contact, maybe 3 here, but ideally it wasn't really anything necessary for us to say, okay, this is what we need to kind of base our technical indicators off of here, because you can see for the most part we are still in some way or some sort on this uptrend here, heading us to the upside here. But I'm still a strong believer that a run to the upside is coming here. Some people are saying that we're going to see a big dump. Some people are saying we're going to see a big pump. I don't know for sure which general direction we're going to be moving to. Ideally, one of the two is going to happen, of course, but we're trying to figure out when that timing is, and then obviously which direction we're going to be moving to. Now, you can see XRP managed to break out of a major downtrend in yellow here, which is good news. Starting to retest a major resistance. Ethereum is heading back up, major recovery here. Same thing with Bitcoin too, inside its ascending fractal here. And we're just waiting for us to be moving back up, retesting our moving averages, and then ideally breaking through them here. But with all that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, yesterday's episode, you can see here, bulls have a green light for a potential run to the upside here, and I am getting extremely impatient, as most of you guys are too. We've been waiting patiently for a potential break or some sort of movement for a very long time now. You can see across the board on most of these cryptocurrencies, we've been very, if not extremely stagnant in the markets here. We've been in a downtrend for over 2 months now, where we started the major break to the upside here, where we had the what was it, the grayscale ETF, stuff like that. That happened right on July 13th. And then since then, we've had all of August and now into September of just correction and downtrend and dumping in the market here. But for, some change, we might start to be seeing that movement out of it here and to the upside. But you can see even more in recent times, even though we were on a downtrend and this was huge short opportunities here, even more so, we've now been kind of floating at a price level of about 50 cents here. We went from 50 cents to 53 to 50, trading at 50, flatlined out, small dip down to 47. Now we're back up to 50 cents. You can see it's a very stagnant, boring, consolidative sideways trading movement here, where the price for the most part has been stacked at 30 on the RSI here. Now we're trading at 41 on the RSI, which is still extremely undervalued. And the goal here is for us to be breaking through and catching up, playing catch up with that moving average here. You can see almost always, we always come back to retest the moving average at some point or another. And as you guys can see, we are undervalued. So ideally, we are looking for a recovery on XRP back up to that support. Obviously, it's taking quite a while, which is extremely annoying, and people are growing extremely impatient here. I can see it in the views. I can see it in the way people react to the channel and react to the videos that we make here, and it gives me a good understanding of what exactly is happening here. So people are growing impatient. Fear is coming onto the markets here. You can see if we look at the current coin market cap, we're up about 1% here, but the current fear and greed index is trading at 38. And the closer we are to zero, the market is in extreme fear, which means investors are overselling irrationally, which is what I agree with here. And we are due to recover. So there's many signs of potential recovery here across the board on these cryptocurrencies. And I think we're going to see that reflection within these cryptos on XRP and on these other cryptos that will be able to long and leverage to the upside here. It's just a waiting game. As you guys can see here, for the first time in a very long time, we broke through our stair-stepping downtrend here. This yellow resistance here, we broke through it, which is a good sign, but we're now caught up with the resistance on the price ceiling up here. So once we can confirm closure above that major downtrend in blue, which is what we were trying to see happen right here, which didn't happen, unfortunately, but if we can break through this right here, then I would suspect to see a nice reversal back up to moving average up top here at about 58 cents. A big swing up the year is truly what I would suspect to see happening within XRP and a lot of these other cryptos. I am a strong believer the XRP is extremely undervalued in regards to where it is. We're at 50, or just undervalued, let's say that. We're at 50 cents here. I'd likely think we're going to be moving up to 57, 58, if not even up to 70 cents here. That's where I'd likely see that recovery happen. You can see history repeats itself. The first bullish flag, the second bull flag, the third bull flag, and here we are with what I would think is completing the fourth bull flag, and we should suspect to see that run, that powerful drive to the upside here very soon, at least once we can confirm a breach above here. And that's pretty much it. If we can confirm closure on the daily above this price ceiling in blue, that'd be the opportunity to buy in and leverage to the upside here using BidFi, which is the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange I like to use here on the channel. BidFi lets me buy long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses, take profits. Everything you can possibly think of or want in an exchange is offered on BidFi here. You can see the amount of leverage here. You can see they offer XRP to leverage trade, which not many cryptocurrency exchanges offer. They have take profits right here and stop losses right here. They even have a welcome rewards bonus of up to $2,888 by completing some simple tasks down in the on the website here, right here. And you can sign up completely free to BidFi with the link down in the description below, which I highly recommend you guys take advantage of. It's super easy. It's super user-friendly. They're even re-adding the demo account, which they should have already had, but, you know, it is what it is. That'll be up, I believe, before September, but more than likely in October, we'll start to see that get re-added here, which is fine. It's honestly not that big of a deal here. But I know some people are definitely annoyed that they got rid of that. And I am one of those too. So they'll be re-adding that. I made sure of it here. But more so, moving forward here, looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then the S&P 500, you can see with Ethereum here, we managed to recover quite nicely over the past 3 to 4 days. A nice recovery back into our descending fractal here for sure. We are back inside this descending fractal, and I believe I would likely suspect to see a reversal back up. We are undervalued, and that's a good sign in my book that we're trading below moving average here. You know, because we're below here, I'd likely suspect to see us recover back up to it, as we always come back up to the moving average here. It happens almost always. Every time we're below here, you can see we come back to retest it. Here we are again. We're coming back up to retest it here. So it's only a matter of time before we do the same thing. It's going to take a little bit, but it's only a matter of time, and then that same thing will happen. And that's truly what I suspect to see happening here. And then I'd likely suspect us to get back inside this ascending fractal here and continue our movement to the upside. But the first run, I would ideally think about a pull up to $1,800, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later. This descending fractal is typically a bullish sign. It does have bullish variables, so I would suspect that to pull us up too. And that applies itself with Bitcoin too, which has practically identical chartings here. The only difference is we are inside what I think is a descending fractal in blue. And ideally what we're looking for is a breach and a swing to the upside here. You can see we're retesting the bottom support right here. And I would think we're going to break through that and head to the upside here. Once we break through this blue resistance here, then we could get back inside and head up. And I'm thinking $32,000, $33,000 easily. But obviously, we need the ball in motion. We need to be moving first before we suspect or expect to see any of that happen. And I think it would be pretty much trailing on the S&P 500. I think this is the dead giveaway of where and how high we're going to be moving to is how the S&P starts to react with this market here. Truly, I think, you know, we've hit a bottom already on the S&P, and I think that was right here back in October of 2022. And since then, we've been scaling higher and higher, and I think we're going to continue this pattern until we breach the all-time highs into 2024, and mid-2024 to 2025, we will be so much higher than where we started with that, you know, you'll be, you know, sad had you have not bought in, but I'd likely suspect to see some movements like this. I mean, the next run or two, maybe into October or into December of 2023 here, the end of this year, I would suspect us to be above, if not retesting all-time highs with the S&P. And when we see that, I would likely suspect to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP be pulling and trailing behind it as they move. Usually, they correlate with the markets here, and we'll see everything move up at the same time. But that's pretty much it for today's video. So definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.